What's up everybody? In this video, I will provide a step-by-step guide on how to create an AI finance agent that can answer various questions about any stock ticker like their last close price, their total debt, total revenue, what is the PE ratio, who are the top institutional holders, who are the top mutual fund holders, who are the important officers, ratings, and so on. A finance agent is the combination of LLM plus tools that will use LLM to create arguments for tools based on user query, call tools to get the latest details about any stock ticker, and then develop the final response based on the tool response. To retrieve the latest details about any stock, we will define various tools based on the Python library Yahoo Finance. For coding, we will use famous LLM app building framework LlamaIndex. The LLM driving our agent will be open source LLM Llama 3.1 freely available through groq API. So without further ado, let's get started with the coding part. Alright, so I have kept the total code for this tutorial in this Jupyter notebook. I will include link to it in the description so you can download and follow along. At the beginning of the notebook, I have highlighted the important sections of this tutorial. So first we will load LLM, which is Llama 3.1 through groq API. Then we will define various finance tools. And in the third section, we will create a finance agent, which is a combination of LLM plus tools. Next, I have highlighted the important functionalities provided by our finance agent. So our finance agent can provide basic stock information like the company address, industry sector, business summary, website, who are the top company officers. It can provide stock financials like market cap, current price, EBI, TDA, total debt, revenue, P ratio, and so on. It can also provide information about stock dividend and earning dates. It has information about top mutual fund holders and top institutional holders. You can also ask about stock split history. You can ask about the ratings, upgrades, and downgrades by various companies. And you can also ask about the latest news article which is talking about that particular stock. It will return you a list of links and the title of those articles so you can further read about those articles. So first of all, over here I am simply loading groq API key. So I have kept the groq API key in the .env file in the current directory, same as this Jupyter notebook. And for loading the key, I am using the .env Python library. So os.environment where groq API key is available. Once you call this .env, .load.env. And then I have imported Yahoo Finance library as YF and I have printed the version as well. So this is the version that we will be using in this tutorial for create various tools. So in this section, we load LLM. So for that, you need to create an account on groq and create an API key. For that, you can go to console.groq.com and from there you can create an API key. And next I have highlighted the list of models which are available from groq. So there are different models, Gamma 7 billion and 9 billion. Then Llama 3.1 different version, 70 billion, 8 billion. Then Llama 3 and some tuned version for tool use. And Mixtral 8x7B is also available. So these are the list of models. Now for this tutorial, I will be using Llama 3.1 70 billion. But if you want to try another model, you are free to try any other model. So first of all, you need to install this package, which is a LlamaIndex LLMs groq. So if you want to access LLMs to groq using LlamaIndex, then you will need to install this package. It's a supporting package. So once you install this package, you can perform import like this. You can import groq class from LlamaIndex.llms.groq. Then you can create an instance of groq. There you can provide the name of the model. So name of the model is Llama 3.1 70 billion versatile. Then you can provide the API key. And I have set the temperature to 0 because I want probabilistic model, deterministic model, and not much of a randomization. So that's our model. And once you have loaded the model, you can call it by calling this complete method on it. And over there, you can give the input query. So I have asked, hey, what's up? And here is the response. So it's that simple to load LLM using groq. So in the second section, I have defined various tools. So these are the tools which will be used by LLM to retrieve the latest details about any stock tickers. And the response of the LLM will be based on the response from these tools. So the response will be accurate. There won't be any hallucination. So first of all, I have defined a simple utility function. So this function will be used by all of our tools. So the function flattened it takes as input a simple Python dictionary. So it can be any dictionary, Python dictionary. And based on that input dictionary, it returns a string. And that string has all the key and values of that particular dictionary separated by dash. So the key value. That way it will return a final string. And we will give this string as input to LLM, because we will avoid giving a total dictionary to input to LLM. First, we will convert it to string, and that string will go as a context in LLM to generate a response. So it's a simple utility function, and in this function, I have handled various scenarios. So if there is a dictionary inside dictionary, there is a list inside dictionary, those scenarios are handled. So we have defined all the tools as a Python function, and then we will convert those Python functions into LlamaIndex tools. For that, we will need to import this class, so function tool from LlamaIndex.core.tools. And here are all the functions we have defined one after another. So all of our function takes a ticker as input and returns a string. So ticker can be the ticker of a particular stock, which can be AAPL for Apple and MSFT for Microsoft and so on. So the first tool or the first function which we defined over here is a company information. And this function can be used to retrieve the information like the address, industry, sector, company officers, business summary, market cap, EBITDA, and so on. There are many other details available. So for that, we are using a Yahoo Finance library. So first we create an instance of a ticker object by giving a ticker over there. So this is a ticker object of Yahoo Finance library. And that ticker object has a method name getInfo. And that getInfo returns a long dictionary. That dictionary has a lot of information. So all this information mentioned over here and a lot of other information is available as well. So that can be given as input to LLM to retrieve any of this detail. So the response of this is a dictionary, and we are converting that dictionary to a string using flattened function, which we defined earlier, the helper function. Next function is a summary of mutual funds. Again, that one takes a ticker as input. And this function will return who are the top mutual fund holders. So for that, again, we are creating a ticker object using Yahoo Finance. And there is a function named get mutual fund holders. And this function will return the top mutual fund holders as a pandas data frame. And over here, I have converted pandas data frame to dict, and then orientation is records. So call to this particular code will return a list of dictionaries. Each dictionary will represent one row of the data frame. So we can loop through that each dictionary and convert each dictionary to a string. And then we are combining all those individual strings with new lines. So there will be a mutual fund holders separated by new lines. Then there is a function for institutional holders. So this function is same as mutual fund holders. It takes as input ticker. We create ticker object. And there is a method named get institutional holder. Again, just like mutual fund holders, it returns a pandas data frame, and we are converted into a string where there will be sections, and each section will be representing the institutional holder and their share in the particular stock. Next is the stock grade, upgrades and downgrades function. So this function again takes as input tickers, and this function returns company which has recently changed the ratings of the input ticker. So if the rating is changed from up to down, or let's say from buy to sell or something like that, if there is a change, then those details will be included. So ticker object, again we will create a ticker object, and then it returns a lot of information. So for I don't know exactly till which date it returns the ratings, but I want to keep the ratings of current year only. So that's why I am retrieving current year from the date object. Date.today will return the current date, and from that you can retrieve the current year. And from ticker object, you can call the method get upgrades, downgrades, and this will return pandas data frame, which has a lot of information. And from that information, first of all, we will filter entries which are for the current year only. And then for the current year, we will again filter the data frame to retrieve the ratings which are changed. So if there is up or down in rating, if rating is upgraded down, then we will retrieve it. So this final data frame will have less entries. And again, this is the data frame. So we are again following the same logic which we followed earlier to create it to string. Next is the function stock splits history. So this function again takes as input ticker. We create a ticker object, and there is a method named getSplits which will return historical splits. And this function function again returns pandas data frames. So I am converting it to dictionary and then converting it to string. Next is the function to retrieve the latest news about the stock ticker. So again, that one takes as input ticker. We create a ticker object, and that ticker object has a method named getNews, and this will return a list of dictionaries which has articles explaining what is the current ongoing situation with those stocks. So latest news about the stocks. So over here there is a simple logic. I am looping through links and I am removing the keys where thumbnail and UUID are present. So those details are not important to us. We only want title and links which we can give to user. So again, those are list of dictionaries, and I am converting those dictionaries to string using flattened dict and then joining them by new line. So once I have declared all the functions which we will use as tool, we need to convert it to tool for use with LLM and LlamaIndex. So if you remember, we earlier imported function tool class, and you can call the method from default on it. And over there is the argument fn, where you can provide the name of the function which you want to convert to the tool. So for all the functions, I have created tool, company information, mutual fund holders, institutions. So for all of them, I have created tools. And all those tools are kept in this variable as a list. As you can see, these are the tools. And in this section, so in this cell, I have called the first tool, or you can say first function, to show you what is the output look like. So if I call the company information with argument AAPL, and AAPL is a ticker for Apple, then it returns me this string. So it's a big string, as you can see, and it has a lot of information like address. This is the address, city, this state, zip, country, website, and there is a lot of other information like business summary, who are the company officers, these are the company officers, and a lot of the other information like dividend dates and short ratio, book value, P ratio, symbol. All of this information is returned from this function company information, and this can be given as context to LLM. So based on that, it can generate answer, and this is the latest information retrieved from API of Yahoo Finance. So now that we have loaded our LLM and defined our tool, we can create our finance agent. Now for our case, we will create our finance agent as a React agent. So React agent is a special kind of agent which uses this thought, action and observation loop to solve any input user query. So when a user sends a query, first it will think like how to solve it, which actions it needs to perform. Then it will perform a particular action which will be calling to particular tool, and the response of that tool will be the observation. And based on that observation, it will decide whether it has enough information to answer user query. If it has enough information, then it will return, and based on the observation, which is the response of the tool, it will generate a user response. Otherwise, it might need to call more tools to retrieve more details. So again, it will go into the thought, action and observation loop, and it will go into that loop as many times it wants to retrieve the total information it needs to answer the user query. That many times it will call the tools. So to create a React agent using LlamaIndex, you can import a React agent class from LlamaIndex.code.agent, and then you can create React agent simply by calling the from tools method on React agent class. Over there, you need to provide the LLM, which is Llama 3, our LLM, and the tools, which are list of tools. Now this parameter verbose I have set to true. So this one is for debugging purposes. It will show you that which particular action or which particular tool is getting called, what is the output of tool, and how the LLM generated the answer. And this is for debugging purpose, and I want to show you that which tools are getting called. That's why I have kept it to true, otherwise you can kept it to false, and those debugging messages won't be appearing. So once you have defined a React agent, you can call it by invoking this method dot query on it, and over there you can provide your query. So first query I have asked is that what is the address of Microsoft, and it will return a response which will have the response generated by LLM or agent. So as you can see, these are the debugging messages. First, it is thinking how to solve it. So the current language of the user is English. I need to use a tool to help me answer the question, and it has decided to use this tool company information. An action input is this ticker and MSFT. So ticker is argument and MSFT is a ticker of Microsoft, which it retrieved by itself. So then this is the response. So this is the string which has all the information, company information about Microsoft. And from this string, the tool is able to retrieve the response. So again, it goes into the thought that I can answer without using any more tools. I will use the user language to answer the question. And the answer is this, that the address of Microsoft is 1 Microsoft Way, Redmond, WA, and then United States. So total address is retrieved from the response of this tool. And if you check the tool response, you will notice that here is the address of Microsoft, which it retrieved. So yeah, it's that simple to query the agent. So let's try few more queries and see the response of different tools and how the LLM is generating answer. So next query is that what is the last close price of Microsoft? And again, that information is available in this company information tool. So again, the ticker is MSFT and this is the response. And over here somewhere the current price, you see current price is this. So that is the last close price of Microsoft. And our LLM is able to retrieve, our agent is able to retrieve that price, that the current price of Microsoft is $454.7. So next I have asked that what is the dividend yield for Apple stock? And again, this time it's calling this function company information. Ticker is APL for Apple, which our LLM was able to retrieve. And then this is the response. And this response has somewhere the dividend yield. So over here is the dividend yield, which is 0.0044. And let's see the response. So the response is this, that the dividend yield for Apple stock is 0.0044 or 0.44%. Next, I'm asking it that what are the EBITDA, total debt, total revenue, and debt to equity ratio for Nvidia stock. So I have asked more than one information. Though all this information is available in the response from this function company information, so that's what it's calling. And for Nvidia, it is using this ticker NVDA. And all this information which asked in query is present over there. And we can see that in response that EBITDA for Nvidia stock is this, the total debt is this, the total revenue is this, and debt to equity ratio is 22.866. Now it's returning the response simply without any formatting. So if you want some kind of formatting or want more information to be generated through LLM, then you can ask it to expand the answer based on this particular response. So you can ask it to format the numbers and so on. Then it will do a better job. You will need to include a system message where you ask it to do those things. Next, I have asked it to summarize the key people at Apple. So who are the key people? CEO, CFO, and all those people. And that information is again available through company information tool. So it's calling AAPL again, company information with this argument AAPL. And these are the company officers. As you can see, this information is available, company officers. And you can see that here are the key people at Apple, that Timothy D. Cook is a CEO, Luca Maestri is a CFO, Jeffrey Williams, Chief Operating Officer. So all those important officers are listed over here. Next, you can ask it like, who are the top mutual fund holders of Microsoft stock? and share list along with their percent. So this time I ask it more information, that I have asked it to share list along with the percent. And for this time, it's using this different tool, which is a summary of mutual fund holders, and input is a ticker MSFT. So this is the response where all the individual top holders of the Microsoft stock are present. That Vanguard has this much percentage held. It's the share count and this is the value. And Vanguard 500 index mutual fund, Fidelity 500 index mutual fund, and so on. So these are the mutual funds, top mutual funds. And then based on that, it has generated an answer that here are the top mutual fund holders for Microsoft stock. So Vanguard total stock market index fund has a 3.12% of holdings. And then Vanguard 500 index fund is holding 2.38% of the Microsoft stocks, and so on. There are top 10 listed over here. Same way, if you want to know that who are the top institutional holders, so you can do that as well. And this query asks that tell me top institutional holders of Apple stock and their share. So for that, it's using this tool summary of institutional holders. It input AAPL, and this is the response from that tool. So these are the percent held by various companies, and this is the response. This time it did not create a response as a list because I did not ask it explicitly, but you can include over here a string that return response as a bullet point. So here is the response. The top institutional holders of Apple stock and their share are Vanguard Group, which has 8.34% of the share. BlackRock holds the 6.65% of the total Apple share. Berkshire Hathaway has 5.86% of the total Apple shares. So these are the top institutions holding the Apple shares and their percentage, that what percentage of the total Apple stocks is held by these institutions. Next, I am asking it that which firms recently changed the grade of Apple stocks. I want to know the rating change by the firms, which firms changed the rating, and also return the ratings change as a bullet points. As you can see, this time I mentioned that return the response as a bullet point, and what rating change has happened, I want that. So for that, it's using this tool, stock grade upgrades and downgrades tool with argument AAPL. And these are the response. As you can see, the firm Rosenblatt changed to buy from neutral, so action is up. So they upgraded the rating from neutral to buy. Same way over here, action is from Airstate Group is action up. They change from hold to buy, and we want this information as bullet points. So here is the response. So the firms that recently changed the grade of Apple stock are this: Rosenblatt, Airstate, DA Davidson, and so on, Bernstein. And what ratings is changed? So some has upgraded rating and some has downgraded as well. So as you can see, the DZ Bank downgraded rating from buy to hold. So you can see which rating changes are happening, whether any firms has recently upgraded or downgraded the ratings. And this query, so in this query, I am asking our LLM or our finance agent that can you share me the latest news articles talking about Apple stock. So if you want to know what latest articles are discussing about the particular stock tickers, then you can use that, or you can use our finance agent for that as well. And this time it will use this tool name stock news, and input is APL, and this is the response from that particular tool. As you can see, there is a title over there, then there is a publisher, which is Reuters, there is a link, there is also publish time, and related tickers are which tickers it's relating to. So the first one has Apple as well as Google information. So all the tickers where Apple is getting discussed, all the article where Apple is getting discussed are returned. And based on that, here is the response generated by our LLM. So it has included 4 articles only. I think it removed the article where other stocks are also getting discussed. and included only articles where Apple is getting discussed. Or maybe it included the top 4 only. So here are the articles, as you can see from the response. They included the article and the link to that articles. Alright, so that's our finance agent created using famous LLM app building framework LlamaIndex. Now, if you want to create a same finance agent using another famous LLM app building framework LangChain, then do check out this video.